Good morning, everyone. This is Sam from Physio Central, and I'm here to give you a 30-minute workout, level 1 Beginners Pilates class. This is usually targeted for our patients who usually come to the Friday 6:30 class, but it is for anyone who maybe is new to Pilates, ideal for anyone who maybe has a bit of a niggle, back pain or neck or shoulder pain. This is a very easy, gentle stretching class, and we will use a little bit of core as well to engage those muscles, but it is fairly safe. Always listen to your body. If it doesn't feel right, probably it is not right. Always remember to breathe, work with your breathing, and also remember to relax as well into the pose, okay, especially with the stretching. So off we go. You don't need any equipment, just a mat or a carpet, and maybe a folded towel close to you, because we might need it when we are lying down. I'm going to start in sitting today. If you are not comfortable sitting on the floor, don't worry, sit on the chair and you can do the similar stretching that we're going to do on the floor on the chair. I am very comfortable in this position, but I'm aware that some people are not. So feel free to sit with your feet out if that is better. Some people prefer to sit like this. Some would rather sit with their back against the wall. Again, it doesn't really matter as we stretch, and you can also sit on a chair. All right, so off we go. Comfortable position. Sitting nice and tall. Breathing in to prepare and breathe out. Let's start with some shoulder shrugs. Up and down. Lift and lower. 3, 4, lower. Focus on the lowering, not on the lifting, because we have probably a tendency to keep those shoulders a little bit high. So focus on lowering down. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's do bigger circles. So now shoulders go up and back. Use those elbows as well. Shoulders go up, back. 3, 4, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Chin down towards your chest, stretch, and look up. Breathing in, chin down towards your chest, stretch. Breathe out and look up. Breathing in, chin down towards your chest. And breathe out. And repeat. And up. And down. And up. And one more. And up. And release. Hands on top of your opposite elbows. Breathing in, breathe out. Start rotating to one side. And return. And breathe out. Change. And return. Breathe out. And center. Breathe out. And center. And repeat. Turning to your left. Back to center. This is not a huge movement, okay? And make sure the movement is happening from the middle or upper back of your spine. And repeat. Good. One more. And the other side. And release. Stretch one hand up, other hand on the mat. And stretch sideways as you breathe out. And change. Breathe out. Breathe out. And change. Breathe out. And repeat on your right. And on your left. And right as you breathe out. Left as you breathe out. If you are sitting on a chair, you're sliding one hand down towards the floor as you reach the opposite arm up. One more on each side, stretch. And stretch. And release. Good. Place your hands on your shoulders. Big circles. 2. Move those elbows. 3, 4, 5. And again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch both hands up above your head. Stretch. And lower down. And again. Lift, stretch. And lower down. Lift. Lower. Breathe in. Lengthen through the spine. Lower. Lengthen through the spine. Lower. And again. Stretch. 2, 1. And release. Okay, stretch one leg in front of you, bend the opposite knee. So let's say if you're bending the right knee, place the left hand on that right knee, look behind you. Again, if you're sitting on a chair, it doesn't matter, rotate, twist, looking behind your back. Breathing out. And release. Let's do that same side again, twisting as you breathe out. And release. And again, same twisting as you breathe out. And release. Change legs. So if it's the left knee that's bent, right hand on that left knee, twist to your left, stretch. And release. And repeat, twist. And repeat. Remember, we're breathing out as we stretch. Try and sit as tall as you can. Breathe out, stretch. Return. One more, breathe out. And return. Good, well done. All right, stretch one leg away. And again, you can do this if you're sitting on the chair. And we're going to reach down towards our toes. And feel the stretch at the back of your knee, back of your thigh. And change legs, so bend the opposite knee, stretch the other leg, reach forward until you feel a pull at the back of your knee, back of your thigh, hold that position. Good, and release. All right. From this position, we're going to change into a sideways position. So if you're on your chair, this is the time to get down on the floor. And we're starting with the knees on top of each other, feet on top of each other, opposite hand over here, holding on. Okay, we're going to lift as you breathe out and stretch sideways. Bend this elbow a little bit to really start feeling the stretch now in your waist. And release. And repeat, breathe out. And release. Breathe out. And release. And again, breathe out, stretch. And release. And again, breathe out. And release. Let's go down a little bit deeper into the stretch. This hand goes down on your elbow. So this is your starting position now. We're repeating, breathing out, stretching. And this time we're going to go sideways. And then we're going to twist down, looking towards our mat. Maybe even touching the floor if you can. And this really gives you a nice stretch. I can feel it in the middle of my back. And then in the waist, reaching up towards my shoulder. Breathing in, lower. Let's do that again. Breathing out, stretch sideways, twist, look down towards your mat or your carpet or the floor, wherever you are. Feel the stretch, hold, and release. And again, let's repeat. Stretch, breathing out. And lower. Good. All right. From here, we're going to go down completely on your side. So stretch this hand away. Place your towel, pillow, cushion, whatever you have, underneath your head, keeping the knees together, feet together. This hand can stay here or on the floor. From here, we're going to make sure that the hips are facing forward. Okay, so you're not rotated forward or back. Okay, knees and feet are stacked on top of each other. We're going to open this knee up, so we're going to start working this glutes, this muscle on the outside of our bum as we open and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, keep going, 6. So you open to your limit as long as there's no movement happening in your lower back, really important. 8, 9, 10. Let's do another set of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Stretch this leg away. Keep the lower knee bent. This leg is straight. We're going to lift it up off the floor, not too high, and lower it down. So lift, lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Again, you should start feeling this area working. 9, 10, and again 10, 9. So the outer side of your glutes should be working. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bend the knees together. Push yourself up onto your elbows again, similar to how we started. So the elbow underneath your shoulders, knees, feet, hips stacked together. The next exercise is going to target these muscles here on our waist. So level 1, you use this hand for support. If you feel you don't need it and you'd like slightly more of a challenge, then you place this hand on your hip. So you choose this hand here, easy, hand on your hip. From there, we're going to lift the waist up as a preparation. As we breathe out, we're going to lift those hips off the floor. So we're really using these muscles here and lower. Lift and lower, nice and slow. There shouldn't be too much tension happening here in the shoulder. And if there is, probably it's because you're not using these muscles as much as you need to. So check your position. And I suggest you put this hand down if that's the case, so you reduce any loading on the shoulder. And 5 more. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold it up there. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good work. I'm sure you felt it. I felt mine. All right, turn over on your side. Let's change. So we're starting with the stretch. So we're starting in this position on our elbows. Okay, and remember we did that really nice sideways stretch first, and then with a little bit of a twist. Okay. Remember, work with your breathing. Breathing in, breathing out as you stretch, twist, touch the floor if you can. And repeat, breathing in, breathing out. And breathing in, and breathing out. One more on this side, breathing in, and breathing out. Good. And release. Okay. Right hand goes underneath your head. Cushion, pillow, towel, whatever you have, goes between your head and your shoulder. Knees and feet together. Check your position first. Pelvis in line, facing forward, not too much rotation. We're going to start with the clamp, opening that knee up. Notice that there's no movement happening in the lower back. This is straight. It's the glutes on this side that's working. And lower. Lift and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do another set of 10, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch that leg away. Keep the bottom knee bent. From here, we're going to lift that foot off the floor, not too high. Again, using that same muscle over here and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. I can definitely feel the burn. Push yourself up on your elbow. This elbow in line with the shoulder. Starting with the waist up. Hand down if you need support. Hand on your hip if you'd like slightly bigger challenge. As you breathe out, this time we are lifting the waist and hips off the floor and lower. So I want you to slow down in this exercise so you really focus that that muscle is working over here. Low. 3, 4, 5. 5 more, nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, let's turn over on our back, preferably nothing under your head. And let's start in this position with the knees bent, feet on the floor, hands down by our side. Let's take a moment to find our neutral spine. So tilt your pelvis up, creating an arch, and then tilt your pelvis down. So let's do a few of these. Lifting up, pelvis forward, lifting our back, and flatten. And repeat. So this is a really nice way how to stretch that lower back, especially if you have a little bit of back pain. Good. And from there we're going to find neutral spine, meaning that we're going to go somewhere midway between those two positions, and we're going to try and stay in that position. So there's a little bit of space under my back, but it's not too high and it's not completely flat on the floor. So you should be able to slide your hands underneath, but not all the way through. All right, from there we're going to start working these tummy muscles here, near your belly button or below your belly button. So tummy in, lift one leg up in what we call a tabletop, knee in line with the hip. Hold that position. From there, stretch that leg away, bring it back in. Stretch away, bring it back in. 3, 4. So things to look out for. So make sure that the neck and shoulders are still released. There's no tension happening here. Keep an eye on what's happening here. Have you lost your neutral spine? Are you arching or are you flat now? And keep an eye on what's happening on the opposite leg. This is a stabilizing leg. So this should be really steady and there's no movement happening on that left side of the hip. Few more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change leg. Left leg in tabletop. Knee in line with the hip. That's your starting position. Stretch away. Bring back in. And again, I remind you, right leg is steady, right knee is steady, right hip is steady. Make sure you haven't lost your neutral spine. I can still slide my hand in, but not all the way in. And there's no tension in the shoulders and neck region. Make sure you're breathing out as you stretch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down to center. Going back to the right leg, we're going to drop this knee out and return. I suggest you place your hands on your hip bones so you can monitor what's happening. So again, you should still be in neutral. The left leg is really steady. as you drop that right knee out and return. Breathing out as you lower. Work with your own breathing at your own pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change legs. So left knee fall out. Right knee stays really steady now as we lower that left knee towards the floor. Of course, you don't need to touch the floor. Okay? Keep your hands on these hip bones so you really monitor what's happening here. There should barely be any movement at all happening in your hip bones. And the right knee should be really steady and not wobbly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Good work. All right. Let's place both hands above our shoulders, palms facing each other. So from this position, we're going to start taking our hands above our head as we breathe out. Breathe in, return. And repeat. Now this exercise looks really easy, but I want to remind you of the things we're keeping an eye on. So again, we're keeping an eye on that neutral spine. So the tendency might be that you are arching your back as you reach. So really make sure that your back is relatively flat, no movement happening. And another common mistake that some people do is that they start flaring up the chest or lifting up the ribs. So again, really keep an eye on what's happening as you control your spine, as you reach back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and return. All right, let's make this exercise a little bit more challenging. So remember the tabletop right leg. So we're going to stretch that leg away as we take our arms back. And then return. If this is too much, choose. You're either moving the arms or the legs. But for those of you who can, we are taking both hands above our head as we stretch the right leg away. Breathe in, return. This is the pace, don't rush. Breathe out, stretch. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, stretch. Breathe in, return. And repeat. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Change legs. So left leg in tabletop. We're stretching out as we take our arms behind, returning. Try and stretch out both at the same time, return at the same time. We're doing 8 on this side. Again, if it feels too much, your back doesn't like it, either stretch the leg or the arms. You can choose. It's not a problem. 4 and 4. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good work. All right. So again, check your neutral spine. Make sure it's still in neutral. And from here, let's go back to tabletop. So one leg goes up, and now we're tiptoeing down. Up, tiptoeing down. 3, 4, 5, and again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, change legs and up. 2, 3, knee in line with your hip. 4, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down by your side. Flatten your back now, really flat on the floor. We're going to go up into the bridge. So lifting your tailbone off the floor, and then followed by the rest of your spine. One vertebra at a time. Lift as high as you can. I suggest not to have anything under your head for this exercise. And slowly roll down. So again, really visualizing those bones in your spine as you place them down on the mat, one by one. And let's repeat. As you breathe in to prepare, you lift the tailbone. And now you're peeling off the spine, one vertebra at a time. And slowly roll down. Three more, nice and slow. Flatten that spine, tailbone off. Keep an eye on the knees. Make sure they're still in line. You're not losing your knees in or out. You should really feel that that is working. This is also working. Minimal tension, nothing, if anything, on your head and shoulders. Two more, nice and slow. Flatten, lift. And roll down. And one more. And roll down. Good work. Okay, let's stretch it out. Place the right foot on your left knee. Now this might be enough for some of you. Maybe you push that right knee away and you really feel that that gives you a really nice stretch in your right hip. And if that's the case, then you hold that position. For the rest of you, you're placing your hands behind your left thigh and pulling everything towards you. And this, of course, gives you a deeper stretch in that right glutes bum area. And breathe out into that stretch, hold. It should never be a painful stretch, just maybe an uncomfortable stretch, but never painful. And change, left foot on the right knee. Again, for some of you, that might be enough to give you a pull in your left hip. For the rest, we're pulling everything towards our chest and breathing. Good, and release, well done. All right, let's finish off with some last stretches for our back. So we're going to turn over on our hands and knees. And we're going to start with thread and needles. So as you breathe out, the right hand is going to go underneath the body and stretch it as far as you can. And then bring it in as you breathe in. Same side, breathe out, stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out, stretch. And breathe in. Two more. Breathe out, stretch. And breathe in. Breathe out, stretch. And breathe in. Let's change sides. Left goes underneath. And release. Work with the breathing. Breathing out. And release. And 3. And release. And again, breathing out. And one more. And release. On our hands and knees again, take your hips back towards your heel. And lift up. Take your hips back towards your heels, stretch. And lift up. And again, repeat nice and slowly, stretching those hips back and bringing them forward. 2 more, stretch those hips back and forward. And 1 more, stretch and forward. And let's hold that last one and breathe into it. So rest your head on the mat, rest your elbows on the mat, shoulders relaxed, and take a few deep breaths. Good, well done. And release. I hope you enjoyed that. So that gives you a really nice flexibility, mobility stretches for your lower back. And we've also did some really gentle glutes activation and core activation just to keep you going. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe, keep on exercising even though you're indoors. I'd appreciate if you like or comment so I know that someone is watching the video. Take care.